Welcome back to another episode of RPGS this summer. I hope everyone enjoyed the last episode where you can see my unhealthy obsession over Kingdom Hearts 2. This episode is going to be about one of the most addicting feel-good summer games. A game that makes you appreciate the little things about it, and that game is Persona 4 Golden. Let me give you a little backstory about my feel-good summer vibes I have for Persona 4. A young Nora was 14 years old. She was just in the middle of high school, and this is where her love for video games finally started picking up outside of her comfort zone of just Kingdom Hearts and Pokemon. At the time, she didn't own a PS3, and started playing a whole bunch of PS2 games. We're talking Final Fantasy X, Mana Khemia 2, Fall of Alchemy, Sakura Wars, So Long My Love, Naruto Ultimate Ninja, Naruto Ultimate Ninja 2, Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3, Naruto Ultimate Ninja 4. Could you tell I was a big fucking weeb in high school? Oh wait, that's still true. If there was some weird Japanese game, I wanted my teenage fingers all over it. And that's what an online friend of mine recommended Persona 4 for the PS2. Becoming addicted to Persona 4 might be a bit of an understatement. I would say hooked, obsessed, the uncontrolling urge to play this game and give it all my attention, forcing myself to not go outside so I can finish everyone's social link. Does that make sense? Listen, I can sit here and tell you all about my unhealthy obsession with this game, but why don't I start at the beginning and tell you why Persona 4 Golden is my feel-good summer game. Persona 4 was one of those games I put my heart and soul into. I remember getting to the very end of the game, but not going up against the final boss since I didn't finish everyone's social link. And I knew at the end of the game your friends you made were supposed to cheer you on and help you get back up. So it just made me so sad that I knew not everyone I became friends with just wasn't going to be there. So I didn't touch it ever again. Until... Persona 4 Golden, a new version of Persona 4 with new social links, new dungeons, and a whole bunch of extra content, and it all would be playable on the PS Vita. Yeah, I can definitely tell you I was one of those kids that just bought a PS Vita so I could play Persona 4 Golden and nothing else. Which I will say was worth it. I had over 200 hours in that game since I replayed it so much, and I was able to finish all the social links this time and see the true ending. I love the social links in this game, and in my opinion, Persona 4 Golden has the best characters and social links out of all the Persona games. Now, I'll tell you, I tried my best to play Persona 3, but I played Portable and just couldn't get myself hooked on it. Persona 5, I beat that along with Persona 5 Royal, and I think both games are great, but when you compare the characters to Persona 4, they just don't hit right all the time, especially with their confidants. A great example is Yosuke Hanamura. During the game, you find out that there's this girl named Saki who Yosuke considered a friend and even had a crush on. Yosuke found out she was murdered, and once you've entered the TV world, you find out a lot of people in town, including her parents, gave her a lot of trouble with being friends with Yosuke, and for working at Junes, a rival supermarket that was putting a lot of smaller businesses out of business. Yosuke realizes Saki never loved him, let alone wanted to be friends with him because of who his father was. The manager of Junes, who not purposely was getting rid of all the smaller businesses and even putting Saki's family liquor shop out of business. Yosuke seems to accept all this, but the story plot doesn't end right there. It carries on into Yosuke's social link, that even though yes, Saki is gone and he learns that she didn't like him, he still loved her, and he has to accept that he has to let her go. Even side character social links are great in this game, like the social link for Hisano. Hisano is someone you first meet at your part-time job at the hospital, where she dressed like she's going to a funeral, and she always refers to herself as Death. Once you started her social link, she tells you that her husband had passed away and that she's glad it happened. Hisano was very much in love with her husband, but he was starting to lose his memories, including all the memories of her. Hisano dealt with a lot of pain while taking care of her husband, and she believed in the end he died beside a stranger. But she was happy he died, because to her, her husband really died the day he lost all his memories, and was only taking care of him because she felt that it was her duty as his wife. You eventually find some old letters that Hisano used to send to her husband while he was away. As she reads them, she realized that she truly always did love her husband. After this, Hisano decides she's going to leave Inaba and move in with her children. She thanks you for helping her understand that even though her husband saw her as a stranger in his final days, he loved her, and as much as she wished death upon him, she loved him just as much. Now, I'd like to take a moment to talk about a specific character in the game. Now, when I first played Persona 4, I thought this character was the butt of the joke for a lot of the comedy in this game. I was someone who laughed at all these jokes, but when I played Persona 4 Golden, I realized that this character brought up a lot of important topics about how people see a specific gender, and how it doesn't matter what gender you are or what you look like, you should be able to enjoy any of your hobbies and like whoever you like. And that character is Kanji Tatsumi. Kanji's character starts at the beginning as a delinquent, a first year who's strong enough to take on a whole biker gang. The group suspects that Kanji will be the next one to be thrown into the TV and starts investigating into him. You see that Kanji is with a boy named Naoto Shiragane, and as the both start to talk, you notice that Kanji becomes red and a bit flustered while talking to Naoto, even after their initial conversation. Kanji is kidnapped and thrown into the TV, and we start to see who he truly is. Kanji is someone who has never had a great history with girls, and that's because of his hobbies. Kanji is very skilled at sewing and making cute stuffed animals, and because of this caused him to get bullied a lot growing up, especially by his female classmates. Kanji decides he'll have a more tough exterior and tell no one about his hobbies. While getting to the end of Kanji's dungeon, it becomes clear that Kanji is someone who's not even too sure about his own sexuality. Kanji never had a great experience with females and always got along with guys, so even he questions about his preference. Looking back on his conversation with Naoto, you might assume that Kanji prefers guys over girls. I bring up this topic because throughout the rest of the game, Yosuke is someone who likes to poke fun at Kanji and has a lot of concern with being around him during certain segments of the game. Like when they go camping for a school trip, Kanji sneaks away into your tent with Yosuke, and Yosuke becomes very concerned sleeping next to or near Kanji because he assumes Kanji is gay. Throughout the game, Yosuke and Kanji's relationship doesn't really change much outside of this, but there is a specific line of dialogue that's cut from the game that I'll get into a bit that might explain this. Eventually, Kanji will join your party and you can begin his social link. Kanji's social link is about a boy who got a toy thrown into the town river by some of his classmates. The toy, however, belonged to one of his female classmates, and the boys from his class threw it in the river because toys like that aren't manly. Kanji and the protagonist try their best to find it, but they can't. To make the boy feel better, Kanji decides he's going to make a new plushie so the boy can give it back to the girl. After making a stuffed rabbit for the boy, Kanji brings up that there was a girl he liked in his class, and one day her bag broke, so he fixed it for her. Once all the girls found out about it, they started making fun of him, and the girl whose bag he fixed started crying. By the end of Kanji's social link, he talks about how right before his father passed away, he said, "If you're a man, you have to become strong." Kanji saw this as he had to change his appearance and hide his hobbies, and that's how he'll become strong. Kanji realizes that that's not what his father meant, and to become strong, he must embrace himself and be proud of who he truly is. By the end of the game, you learn that those dolls Kanji made will be selling at his mother's textile shop, and he's going to be teaching classes to the people in town. By completing Kanji's social link and completing the game, you see that Kanji learns to accept himself and doesn't care what gender he is, or if he likes making cute stuff. It's who he is, and that's what makes him such a great character. Now, I like to bring back up that plot point that was removed from the game. You see, your right-hand man in the game is Yosuke. He is the first one in your group to get a persona outside of the protagonist. He's always there to speak for you to the team, and he's cool playing second banana.
I'm cool playing second banana.
Now, Persona 4 Golden has many romance options, from the Kung Fu Master Chie to the idol Rise, but what if I told you at one point in time, Yosuke was going to be a romance option as well? You see, in all the Persona games, you can never, as a male character, date any of the other male characters. But within the Japanese and US release of Persona 4, there are unused dialogue that showed that Yosuke was going to be a romance option.
Don't go. I like you.
And I think this could have changed Yosuke's social link and why he makes a lot of these remarks to Kanji. What if the reason why is because Yosuke liked the protagonist? Yosuke could have been making these remarks to diverge how he truly felt, and maybe was upset about how open Kanji had become about his feelings. I always liked Yosuke as a character, and I feel like something like this could have just given him a more character development. Now, this has never been confirmed, it's just a fan theory about some unused audio and nothing else, but I always thought this was something interesting. Saying that Persona 4 Golden's gameplay is addicting is a bit of an understatement. I love the mechanic of getting new personas and fusing them together in order to create even bigger and stronger personas. Completing the compendium and leveling up so I can create the better personas. And in case you're curious, I did make the penis-looking persona. Not a Persona game without it. I also love the all-out attacks. Once you knock down your enemy on the field, you and your party get together and gang up on the enemy. If that doesn't do the trick with defeating your enemy, depending on who's in your party, some of your friends could get together and do another follow-up attack. Like with Chie and Yukiko with Twin Dragons, or Yosuke and Teddy with Junes Bomber, and Kanji and Naoto with Beauty and the Beast. That one's my favorite. Your friends can even help in battles even if they're not in the party, by doing a different follow-up attack. A lot of these mechanics can be increased by completing your friend's social link. By also completing your friend's social link, you can help them evolve their personas twice. I recommend maxing out Rise and Yukiko's social link. Rise because you can't add her to your party, but depending on how the battle is going, she can give you more HP, SP, raise your attack, and defense. And she can even block a finishing blow for you and raise you back to life. Yukiko is one of the best magic users in the game, and maxing out her social link will give you a strong fire attack. If you end up romancing Rise, she also gives you a great item that'll help restore your SP in battle. All the Persona games in general have a very addictive turn-based gameplay. I recently played a little bit of Persona 5 Strikers, and I can tell you after 20 minutes of playing, I just wanted to go back and play Persona 5 Royal. Persona 4 Golden was everything and more when I was looking for in a JRPG. I love the connection you make with your friends in this, including with the 2 new additional social links in the game, which is Adachi and Marie. With Adachi, you get the option of siding with the murderer and becoming accomplice at the end of the game, making you question, was it worth it or not? With Marie, you get a whole new dungeon, which I'll say, not the best dungeon gameplay-wise, but I'll say it's the best looking dungeon right next to the final dungeon. Having Marie in the game and completing her side of the story really added more to the ending, and seeing the true ending puts a smile on my face when the game retakes that same photo from a year ago. I also enjoy as a remaster for this game, it wasn't just the same game for the PS2. Atlus added so much extra content for this game that even if you played the original, I highly recommend giving this game a try. There's so much extra content besides the dungeon, like extra costumes for the party, a whole new area to explore, and also once you beat the game, there's a quiz show! If you ever wanted to spend more time with these characters, Persona 4 has a ton of spin-off games like Persona Q and Q2, Dancing All Night, and Persona 4 Ultimax, which is a crossover game with the Persona 3 cast that takes place right after the case has been solved, but before the gang was reunited a year later. If you'd like to give Persona 4 Golden a chance, you're in luck because you no longer need a Vita. Persona 4 Golden is currently playable on PC and soon to be out for Xbox and Switch. This game won't be a short one. My playthrough while recording footage for this was about 120 hours, so this one will definitely take a big chunk of your time, but every minute will be worth it. There's even a beat segment in this game, so it'll go along with my theme of summer. I hope for those who haven't played this game get the urge to play it. This is a game that'll make you wish summer would never end and make you want to play it all day. I know when I play this game, it reminds me of the summer where me and my best friend would sit around and talk about which social links we finished and which female character we wanted to end up with. Talking about how many hours we logged in and trying to get all the trophies. To this day, I still don't have the trophy for listening to all Rise's lines. Persona 4 Golden does such a great job of helping me remember those summer days, and I hope you all will feel the same when you play this. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry this video took a little bit longer to make, but I'm glad it's finally out and you can all see how great Persona 4 Golden is. It doesn't look like the series will be done when I wanted to, but I hope you all enjoyed the last video in the series. If you're curious what it is, I have been streaming it over on Twitch, so please go over there and check it out. Well, until next time, bye!